you got to trust the process. Like this works. You're working with people that have successfully done this. They're doing the exact same thing you're doing. They're sending out mailers, postcards, whatever it is. Maybe they're doing some cold calling, maybe some driving for dollars, but it's a numbers game. You just keep at it, and you're going to get a deal. But I'll go back to that why. If there's not a real reason for you to be doing this, you're not going to stick it out. So do you really want to be doing this? Like, should you be doing this? Do you need to do this? Do you want to do this? Um, so every student is different. Everybody's brain is thinking differently. Everybody's a different spot. Everybody has different goals and aspirations. So it's just meeting the students where they're at, trying to figure out, how to help them be successful in whatever that is. If it's exiting the flipping program so they can go focus on, being an attorney, which they actually really love, like then go just kill it being an attorney. So I don't know.
Well, there's so many ways of being able to make money in real estate. It's not just the rehabs, it's not just the rentals, it's not just wholesales. You alluded to it. I mean, we have REITs, we have note buying, we have all these different ways of structuring deals. People get into little niche parts. Awesome, fantastic. Sandwich lease options, wonderful. That's the direction you want to go. That's great. Does every deal fit that mold? Nope. You just have to sift through more deals before you find one that happens. So do you find yourself doing more rehabs, rentals, or wholesales now?
Quite honestly, we actually do a lot more listings now. We have pretty rigid numbers that we want to hit when we do a flip, and if we don't hit them, we're fine. Like if you have to make the money, that's a different situation. But to us, it doesn't matter if we flip it, wholesale it, or list it. Listing is always the least amount of money, but if that's what the person needs, and that's like if I can go to bed at night going, that was the best solution for the customer, for the seller, awesome. But it doesn't, there's people where they'll leave 50, 60 grand on the table because they're just done. And like, this fine. Yep, we could make more listing it, but we want the cash offer. I think what's really important, if I dig in a little bit, Kevin, is like you touched on, there's so many different ways to make money in real estate. And I think people need to understand all the different ways and figure out which one works with them. Like, is it note buying? Is it buying distressed mortgages, distressed debt? Where you can sit behind a computer and just work the numbers all day long and you can be super successful doing that. Do you have a good coach to do that? But I think the most important thing is 10 years down the road and you look back, it's like, do you wish you would have done something? If you actually explore all of them and you determine like, I'm fine staying in my corporate job, awesome. That's the best decision and you won't have any regrets when you look back. Now, could things look differently if you did do real estate or buy a business? Yes, absolutely. But when you make that decision, you can't go back and look back at it and go, oh, that was a really bad decision. I should have done this. Like, no, you had the information that you had at your disposal and you made that decision and that absolutely was the right decision. Don't look back and beat yourself up for something that you should have done differently because you can always correct, especially with lifespan where it is today in advances in medicine. And what we know about the body is, you talk to somebody that's 30 years old. It's like, okay, so you messed up. All right, so what, you have another, 60 years to live, 70 years to live? I'm like, you've got multiple cycles that you can go through, even at 60 and 70. I was talking to somebody, they were 84 years old. They're like, yeah, we think we want to go buy an apartment building. I'm like, because they got 20, 30 years to go yet. So it's never too late to start. And if you make a bad decision that you think is bad, then just pivot and move on.